हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी, प्रणाम प्रभु जी। हरे कृष्णा माता जी, धन्य माता जी, प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्ण माता जी, नमः
हरे
प्रणाम।
कृष्णा दंडवत प्रणाम माता जी। हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्ण माता जी, नमः प्रणाम। हरे कृष्ण माता
हरे
जी,
कृष्ण
नमः
प्रभु
प्रणाम।
जी
प्रणाम प्रणाम।
वेलकम माता जी।
प्रणाम प्रभु जी। हरे कृष्ण
हरे कृष्णा माता जी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्ण माता जी
प्रणाम माता जी।
प्रणाम माता जी।
Hare Krishna, Dharma Pranam. Let's start. Let's start. We have to start from verse number 9, right?
यस माता जी, 7, 9।
माता जी प्रणाम माता जी।
Hare Krishna. You said 7, 9? Dhanya Dhameshwari Mataji, what did you say?
669
6
9 माता जी।
6.7.9 माता जी। 6.7.9 माता जी।
6.7.9 or 6.6.9? You're
नो
7.9
माता जी।
7 माता जी, 7। हरे कृष्ण।
This chapter is over, progeny of daughters of Daksha.
यस माता जी,
Yes,
that's
माता जी।
only pop-ups माता जी, and I did actually.
So 7.9.
Yes माता जी।
Just one second. Where does the verse number, chapter 8 is the Narayan Kavach. Okay. Okay. Fine. Thank you. So, one second. I have to see which particular verse has a purport. You have to tell me which particular
Number
verse.
10 has a purport, 9 doesn't have a purport.
I think 12 has a purport. 10 has a purport too, you said?
Yes, 10. Number 10 has a purport.
This is 10. It has no purport.
But 12 is having long purport.
12 purport. Okay, so we'll read till 12. Okay, I'll read verse 9 and then rest of you please, and then I'll go through only the translation and then we'll read verse 12. You can speak on word, like do the verse 12. Okay? Let's see.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu.
I think I didn't pay attention to what chapter, but anyway, chapter 8 is
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu.
chapter 8 is the chapter for Narayan Kavach. Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jyautirayet Nashtaprayashu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavate Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtaki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th canto, chapter 7, verse number 9. Okay, I'll read this verse and then subsequent verses until 12 we'll only read the translation. Or maybe I can quickly read the Sanskrit. Tato nirgatya sahasa kavir angirasha prabhu avayo swagriham tushnim vidwan shrimad vikriyam. Translation by Prabhupada. Brahaspati knew everything that would happen in the future. Seeing Indra's transgression of etiquette, he completely understood that Indra was puffed up by his material opulence. Although able to curse Indra, he did not do so. Instead, he left the assembly and in silence returned to his home. Verse 10. Tarhi eva pratibuddhyendro guru helanam atmanah garyam asha sadashi swayam atmanam atmana. Translation. Indra, the king of heaven, could immediately understand his mistake. Realizing he had disrespected his spiritual master, he condemned himself in the presence of all the members of the assembly. Verse 11. Aho bata maya sadhu kritam vai dabhara buddhina yan may eshwarya matena guru sadashi kat kritaha. Translation. Alas, what a regrettable deed I have committed because of my lack of intelligence and my pride in my material opulences. I failed to show respect to my spiritual master when he entered this assembly, and thus I have insulted him. Verse 12. Okay, please raise your hands, whoever wants to read the verse. Ko gridhyet pandito lakshmim त्रिपिष्टपतेरपि ययाहम् आसुरीं भावं नीतो अद्य विबुधेश्वरः. Madhumai Krishna Kant Mataji, please go ahead.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी प्रणाम्स माताजी.
Thank you.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. को गृध्येत् पंडितो लक्ष्मीं त्रिपिष्टपापतेरपि ययाहम् आसुरं भावं नीतो अद्य विबुधेश्वरः. थैंक यू माताजी. हरे कृष्ण.
Thank you. Chitramohini Mataji, please go ahead.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी प्रणाम माताजी.
Pranam.
ओम भगवते
Mataji, one second. Dhanya Dhavishi Mataji, can you please take care of who to unmute? I have to head out for a minute.
Sure, Mataji.
Okay, thank you.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी प्रणाम माताजी.
Pranams, Mataji.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. को गृध्येत् पंडितो लक्ष्मीं त्रिपिष्टपापतेरपि ययाहम् आसुरं भावं नित्योऽद्य विबुधेश्वरः. हरे कृष्ण. थैंक यू माताजी.
Thank you, Mataji. Suramya Mataji, please go ahead, Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी.
Hare
धन्यवाद.
Krishna. Hare Krishna.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. को गृध्येत पंडितो लक्ष्मीं त्रिपिष्टपतेरपि ययाहम् आसुरं भावं नित्यो अद्य विबुधेश्वरः. हरे कृष्ण.
Thank you, Mataji. Subbarao Prabhuji, please unmute yourself.
हरे कृष्णा माताजी दंडवत प्रणाम.
Dandvat Pranams, Prabhuji, please.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. को गुरुध्येत् पंडितो लक्ष्मीं त्रिपिष्टपतेरपि येयाहमासुरं भावं नीतोऽद्य विबुधेश्वरः. हरे कृष्ण.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. I'll take over. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Madhusoni Mataji. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी दंडवत प्रणाम माताजी. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. को गृध्येत पंडितो लक्ष्मीं त्रिपिष्टपतेरपि ययाहम् आसुरं भावं नीतो अद्य विबुधेश्वरः. थैंक यू माताजी. हरे कृष्ण.
Thank you. Usha Devati Mataji. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी प्रणाम माताजी. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. को गृध्येत् पंडिता लक्ष्मीं त्रिपिष्टपापते अपि यया अहम् आसुरं भावं नित अद्य विबुधा ईश्वरः. थैंक यू माताजी. हरे कृष्ण.
Krishna. Pranandini Madhavi Mataji. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी प्रणाम माताजी. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. को गृह्येत् पंडितो लक्ष्मीं त्रिपिष्टपतेरपि ययाहमासुरं भावं नितो अद्य विबुधेश्वरः. हरे कृष्ण माताजी. थैंक यू.
Thank you. Revati Ratnangi Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी प्रणाम माताजी. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. को कृत्योते पंडितो लक्ष्मीं त्रिपिष्टपतेरपि यः हमहासुरं भावं नितो अद्य विबुधेश्वरः. हरे कृष्ण माताजी. थैंक यू.
Thank you. Surya Prakash Rao Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी प्रणाम. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. को गृह्येत् पंडितो लक्ष्मीं त्रिपिष्टपतेरपि ययाहमासुरं भावं नीतोऽद्य विबुधेश्वरः. हरे कृष्ण माताजी.
Thank you, Krishna. Vijay Kumari Mataji. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी प्रणाम माताजी. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. को गृह्येत् पंडितो लक्ष्मीं त्रिपिष्टपतेरपि ययाहमासुरं भावं नित्यो विबुधेश्वरः. थैंक यू माताजी.
Krishna. Prem Prakash Haridas Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी दंडवत प्रणाम माताजी.
Pranam.
को गृध्यै पंडितो लक्ष्मीम् त्रिपिष्टपपरे तर्पी यहाहमासुरं भावं नित्य अद्य विबुधेश्वर। हरे कृष्ण माता जी।
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Uttama Padma Mataji, Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। को गृहात् पंडितो लक्ष्मीं त्रिपिष्टपापतेरपि ययाहामासुरं भावं नितोऽध्याबुधेश्वरः विबुधेश्वरः। हरे कृष्ण माता जी।
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Kaha, who Gridhyet would accept? Panditaha, a learned man. Lakshmim, opulences. Tri Pishta Pa Pate Api. Although I am the king of the demigods. Yaya, by which Aham, I, Asuram, demoniac bhavam mentality, Nitaha, carried to. Adya, now, Vibudha, of the demigods who are in the mode of goodness, Ishvara, the king. Translation by His Divine Grace Shri Prabhupada, Shabbat Ki Jai. Although I am the king of the demigods who are situated in the mode of goodness, I was proud of a little opulence and polluted by false ego. Under the circumstances, who in this world would accept such riches at the risk of falling down? Alas, I condemn my wealth and opulence. Puppet by His Divine Grace Shri Prabhupada, Shabbat Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu prayed to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim kavitam va jagadisha kamaye. O my Lord, I do not aspire for material opulence or wealth, nor do I want a great number of followers to accept me as their leader, nor do I want a very beautiful wife to please me. Mama janmani janmanishware bhavatad bhakti rahetu ki tvai. I do not even want liberation. All I want, life after life, is to be a faithful servant of your Lordship. According to the laws of nature, when one is extremely opulent, one becomes degraded. And this is true both individually and collectively. The demigods are situated in the mode of goodness, but sometimes even one who is situated in such an exalted position as King Indra, the king of all the demigods, falls down because of material opulence. We are now actually seeing this in America. The entire American nation has tried to advance in material opulence without striving to produce ideal human beings. The result is that Americans are now regretting the wholesale criminality of American society and are wondering how America has become so lawless and unmanageable. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 7th canto 5th chapter verse 31. Nate vidu swartha gatim hi Vishnu. Persons who are unenlightened do not know the aim of life, which is to return home back to Godhead. Therefore, both individually and collectively, they try to enjoy so-called material comforts. And they become addicted to wine and women. The men produced in such a society are less than fourth class. They are unwanted population known as Varna Shankar. And as stated in Bhagavad Gita, an increase in Varna Shankar population creates a hellish society. This is a society in which Americans now find themselves. Fortunately, however, the Hare Krishna movement has come to America. And many fortunate young men are giving serious attention to this movement, which is creating ideal men of first-class character. Men who completely refrain from meat eating, illicit sex, intoxication, and gambling. If the American people are serious about curbing the degraded criminal life of their nation, they must take to the Krishna consciousness movement and try to create the kind of human society advised in Bhagavad Gita. Chatur Varnam Maya Shreshtam Guna Karma Vibhagasha. They must divide their society into first-class men, second-class men, third-class men, and fourth-class men. Since they are now creating only men who are less than fourth class, how can they avoid the dangers of a criminal society? Long, long ago, Lord Indra regretted his disrespect to his spiritual master Brihaspati. Similarly, it is advised that American people regret their mistaken advancement in civilization. They should take advice from the spiritual master, the representative of Krishna. If they do so, they will be happy, and theirs will be an ideal nation to lead the entire world. Wow. This is like a proclamation, you know. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gyan Anjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamahiyam Dadati Swapadantikam. He Krishna Karna Sindhu Deenbandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुस्ते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिवसादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे माम विष्णु पदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी इति नाम्ने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशधारिणे. Let's quickly read the verses from 9 onwards. Okay, what's happening? Sorry. Brahaspati knew everything that would happen in the future. Seeing Indra's transgression of etiquette, he completely understood that Indra was puffed up by his material opulence. Although able to curse Indra, he did not do so. Instead, he left the assembly and in silence returned to his home. Indra, the king of heaven, could immediately understand his mistake. Realizing he had disrespected his spiritual master, he condemned himself in the presence of all the members of the assembly. Alas, what a regrettable deed I have committed because of my lack of intelligence and my pride in my material opulences. I failed to show respect to my spiritual master when he entered this assembly, and thus I have insulted him. Although I am the king of the demigods who are situated in the mode of goodness, I was proud of a little opulence and polluted by false ego. Under the circumstances, who in this world would accept such riches at the risk of falling down? Alas, I condemn my wealth and opulence. This is self-introspection. Indra is talking to himself here. All right, so we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th canto, which is called as the prescribed duties of mankind. Chapter number 7, which is called as
Indra
Indra
offends
offends
Brihaspati.
Brihaspati.
Indra offends his spiritual master, Brihaspati.
Right, so how did Indra come about in all this picture? I don't know. How did he? Yeah.
Hare Krishna Mataji. When Sukadev Goswami told about the progeny of the daughters of Dakya, in that about Vishwarupa, he told. Then Vishwarupa became the spiritual master of.
How he became the yeah, thank you. How that's the last verse, right? How he became the spiritual master of the demons. I'm sorry, demigods, and he's the. Thank you. Yeah. So thank you for connecting the link. The bigger point is that Indra was very much identifying himself with the title of being the leader of all the demigods, or the king of all the demigods, and he was being served by all the opulences, right? He was being served up and down, right and left, front and back, and his wife was sitting with him, occupying half of the throne. And then Brihaspati entered the arena, and Indra did not get up to show respect to Brihaspati. It is said that when a spiritually elevated personality enters in front of us, especially a sannyasi, a person who has really taken sannyas order of life, they enter in front of us and we don't get up to pay our obeisances to such personality, our life air rises. So if we don't get up to catch up on our life air, our life reduces. I heard this from Radha Govind Maharaj. So our life, this happened in the case of Nalakuber and Manigriv. He was explaining in that context, because Nalakuber and Manigriv also did not show respect to Narad Muni when Narad Muni entered the arena. So the life air of Nalakuber and Manigriv was also reduced in that particular life. So it is very important that one does not get entitled or absorbed in the entitlements of externals. Now, what is it? So immediately, Brihaspati, one may question certain things. Okay, I'm going to put forth few questions here and then you tell me what is your understanding. One is Indra was a disciple of Brahaspati, right? Brahaspati is the spiritual master of all the demigods, and Indra is the king of all the demigods. So in that relation, we can draw a corollary that Indra is actually a disciple of Brahaspati. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes. Okay. Now, one argument I'm going to put forward, and please raise your hands when you want to answer that. Okay. Now, Indra is Brahaspati saw, like verse number 9 is saying that Brahaspati knew that what is going to be future of Indra. He knew it. Brahaspati saw that Indra is puffed up by his opulences. So one thing is what he really did is he walked away. He did in silence, he walked away and went to his house. But the question is, what made Brahaspati not chastise Indra and actually bring him back to his senses? Because that's what the spiritual master does, right? The spiritual master chastises the disciple and brings them back to their senses. So what made Brahaspati not chastise Indra? Why did he choose? There's a reason, okay? Why did he choose to walk away in silence and go to his house? You can raise your hand. Yes, Prem Prakash this Prabhu.
अपना ही लड़का है.
What does that mean? इसका क्या मतलब है?
He is my own disciple, and he should be given an opportunity to change.
Yeah, so why Brahaspati did not take it upon himself and scolded Indra, chastised Indra? Why did he walk away in silence?
This was the first time.
Well, Brahaspati knew what's going to happen in future, right? The Indra is going to face a havoc. So when a spiritual master knows that my disciple is going to face a havoc, does the spiritual master leaves the disciple to suffer in havoc?
He would pick up the subsequent chance if it happens.
Okay, very nice. Okay, very nice. The last point is very nice. Dhanya Dhamesha Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, he is not in a position also, no, he is been puffed up in the opulence. Even if the spiritual master is ready to give something, he will not be able to take it up also, no, Mataji. So when you are puffed up, that position will never be in the mode of acceptance also. So that's why spiritual master also will give time. So he will think that when the person is in need, actually, he will also give the insight on that, Mataji. Like how if now once the spiritual master left, Indra was able to realize his mistake. So he felt that he has offended his spiritual master. So when
Okay, okay, go ahead.
So I felt that he's not in the mode of goodness. Somebody should be in the mode of goodness also, Mataji, to listen.
But Nalakuir and Manigriv were half drunk and naked, and Narad Muni still gave them instructions. And they did not even accept Narad Muni as spiritual master, but he accepted them as his disciples, right?
Yes, Mataji.
You're not wrong. You're right. You're right in your assessment, but I want you to go more deep.
Okay, Mataji.
This is very nice. This is a very nice explanation what you said, but go more deep. Suramya Madhavi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji. Indra was sitting in the assembly, so all his junior people were there. So if even the spiritual master wants to say something to his disciple harshly, not in front of others, he would say. He would say.
That means you have never been chastised by your spiritual master. Yes, that really means you're never, because my spiritual master, if he wants to chastise me, he will not look where we are. This is not how. I humbly agree to disagree because have you ever been chastised by a spiritual master?
No, I'm not that fortunate, Mataji.
No, it's not. You are fortunate to have a spiritual master. No, my Guru Maharaj, if he wants to say something, he will say it. Believe me. Believe me. Prabhupada lecture, have you heard how many times he chastises his disciple? Even in the
Yes.
middle of the class, you know, he's like I remember hearing one class where it looks like somebody was gonna get up and walk away, and Prabhupada said, "Where are you going? What will you do? If you will not hear, what will you do?" So then he changed the context. Galagraha, Vigraha. He completely changed the context. What will you do? So maybe true, may not be true, but I have faced it otherwise. I'm not saying I'm Indra's position. I'm nowhere near that. I'm not saying that. But go more deep. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Pranandini Madhuri Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. His spiritual master Brihaspati thought that anyhow, now you will not listen to me because he's fully puffed up in material opulence. Let him face the consequence and experience it, and then he will learn it. I'm thinking like that, Mataji.
So the spiritual master, you know, we discussed this one class. Thank you, Mataji. Very nice point that maybe he's scolding in a silent manner. That's what you're saying. That there's
Yes.
scolding going on, but in a silence. But we learned one thing, that if somebody is very elevated in the bhakti, bhava bhakti, I'm not saying Brihaspati is in bhava bhakti, but Brihaspati is definitely above Indra. So if Indra is in mode of goodness, then imagine Brihaspati's mode. Right? One of the biggest quality of a Vaishnava is that they are very easily forgive. They have an ability to forgive. It's not even an effort for them. Right? So it's a silent treatment for Indra. Okay, maybe true. Okay, sounds good. Thank you. Usha Devati Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Brihaspati saw the future. That future is going to be like this because it's mentioned in one of the translations also that
Yeah.
Brihaspati just walked away because he saw the future. The future is going to be like that, disrespecting the spiritual master. And he left Indra to realize on his own, because unless and until one realizes on their own, they will not be able to rectify themselves. That's what my opinion. Hare Krishna.
Unless until one realizes, well, there are three kinds of learning, right? One is by hearing,
Yes.
one is by seeing, and one is by experiencing.
Experience.
So the best is by hearing, right? Not by seeing, not by experiencing. So, okay, very nice thought. Thank you. Very nice. You see, if we say that Brihaspati saw the future, Uttama Padma Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji. I think whoever maybe whatever their position, giving respect to their spiritual master is very important, because Indra is leading all the demigods, and he should be a model person actually. Yadada Chatti Shesha Tattadevo, he should lead. So he has done a mistake. So others also, they will follow, the other demigods also follow his path only. He wanted to correct that for now.
Very
Mataji.
nice. Okay, very nice point of view. Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Shakti Avasti Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Mataji, what I feel is there are certain disciples who understand simply by telling them. But Indra was definitely not among the one who just listen. Every time we have seen the example. So Brihaspati himself knows, being a guru, that what kind of disciple I'm having. So he has to give him message by means of something, by means of his action. And at the same moment of time, he cannot curse him also, because he's a disciple who is in the position of Indra. So at the same moment of time, he is punishing him also, and at the same moment of time, he's showing his mercy on him by not cursing him. This is what I feel. Hare Krishna.
Okay, very nice. Okay, very nice. Thank you. You see, this discussion can go in many ways, but there is always, when we think of the Shastras, I've learned one way. Of course, you make your own way of learning how, when you read the Shastras or discuss the Shastras or hear the Shastras, there's always an external reason and there's always an internal reason. Okay, so now external reason, we can say that Indra is king of all the demigods. Indra so Brihaspati doesn't look, it's not a nice etiquette on the part of Brihaspati. Or we can say that externally Brihaspati wanted to just leave Indra to learn his own lesson on his own way. But what is the real internal reason? What's the deal here? Okay, if we say that Brihaspati can see the future, that is why that is exactly the reason why the mercy of a spiritual master is so important. Right? What is the morning Mangal Aarti prayer we sing every morning? Sansara dava nalani dhaloka tranaya karunya ghana ghanatvam. What is it? Prapatya kalyana gunarana vasya vande guru shri charanarvindam. So only because of the lotus feet of my spiritual master have I been saved from this sansara dava nalanina, the forest fire of this material world. Okay, so internally, what is the reason that this didn't, even if he saw the future, the karma is not a fixed phenomena. This was going to be the future on virtue of Indra's own activity. Like when we get initiated, we get this, like I'm sure if when you got your initiation, whoever is initiated in this class, I got it from my spiritual master, that okay, there's going to be a bad karma which is going to be burned up in the form of this grain in this holy fire today. But the bad karma, good karma will also be burned up. So he asked me, are you ready for it? The good karma and bad karma both will be gone. So you're going to actually start from the scratch. So why Indra did not utilize that chance? So what I could infer is that internal reason is that we have to surrender every moment. We cannot just say that, okay, I have now accepted a spiritual master and now I have a name and now have a particular position in particular cult that I follow. So now my work is done. No, the surrender is a constant activity every moment. And the minute we stop utilizing that benefit of every moment the time factor is giving us to surrender more and more into the benefit, onto the bhakti, this is very volatile, then it goes away. Right? It's very, very volatile. Of course, Krishna consciousness never really goes away, but offending a Vaishnava is the biggest offense and it really goes away like that. Really goes away. Now, what is beneficial in part of Indra is that he realized his mistake. He realized it. All right. So there's external reason, external factors which we all like listed very well, and the internal factor is that that Indra at that moment did not surrender. So every day, let us take this opportunity to surrender again and again and again until we are able to do that again and again and again. Otherwise, we will get sucked into the forest fire of the material world. We will face the complete effect of our karma. See, a devotee does not suffer. There is pain, but there is no suffering. The outlook is so different. But a non-devotee is like no shelter, on their head. So they have to just succumb to the fire of the material existence. So he realized that he was proud. And what was the reason for his pride? Opulence, which made his ego like puffed up. So opulence, okay, in this particular pastime, we are focusing on opulence. Now, the Mother Kunti states what are the different reasons for one to be going away from Krishna? Janma, Aishwarya, Shruta, Shribhi. Edhamana, Madha, Puman. So what is Janma is good birth. Aishwarya is beauty.
No,
Shruta
there is riches.
Aishwarya is
Riches.
Shruta is education and Shri is money. Lot of opulences. Now you give me example from each category. So here we have this example of opulence. So Shri fell down because of the Shri. Is there an example of Janma? Somebody was born in a very high birth and then they couldn't take to Krishna consciousness from the Shastras? Tell me.
Jadabharata.
Duryodhana.
Maharaja and
Duryodhana.
because of that
Nalakuvara and Manigriva.
Nalakuver and Manigriva. Very nice. They were sons of Kuver.
Bharata Mataji. Maharaj Bharata.
How Maharaj Bharat?
Because he was a king and he went to Manapastha, then he was fond of that deer, you know. So he has
That
fallen
was
down.
from an attachment, but that was not under the category of Janma, Aishwarya, Shruta, Shri. I'm asking examples from the category of Janma, like how high birth was detrimental to the progress in Krishna consciousness. Somebody said Nalakuver and Manigriva. That fits the example from what I'm asking. Okay, Aishwarya, very rich. Example, couldn't take to Krishna consciousness. Could have taken, but couldn't take.
Duryodhana.
Okay, Duryodhan, or even again, right? These boys, Nalakuver and Manigriv. Right?
Yes.
Okay, Shruta, very high education, couldn't take to Krishna consciousness because they thought they knew it already.
Ravan. Ravan.
Okay, okay, Ravan. Okay, the Vedic. He
Roma
was.
Hashna Sutta Mataji. I don't know. Roma Hashna Sutta. He was puffed up with. He was sitting in the Vyasas, and when Balram came, he didn't give respect. I don't know whether it's the right example.
Is it because of the high education?
But he was
I don't know.
Okay. He was
No, tell me,
Not there,
Mataji, tell
Mata.
me.
He was in Vasapeta, so he thought that he is not well get up and give this thing.
because
But
he is
Balrama did another. That is not correct example.
okay.
So, is it because of his high education? See, think of Chaitanya Chaitamrita. It was so difficult for Prakashananda Saraswati, Sarvam Bhattacharya. Of course, Mahaprabhu's mercy. So that's where I'm coming to. So it's hard. What is that Kashmiri? What is that?
Keshav Kashmiri.
Keshav Kashmiri.
Yeah.
Right? Keshav Kashmiri. Right? Shri, very beautiful. Mesmerized by the beauty. Couldn't surrender. Very hard. Think of an example. Any example? Very beautiful. So, okay, I have an example, but then ultimately she did surrender. So we have the surrender of the Maya Devi who came to entice Haridas Thakur. Or 11th canto Srimad Bhagavatam talks about prostitute Pingala. Right? Pingala stories there in 11th canto. So, but ultimately they surrender, but it was very hard for them to surrender because of these reasons. So in this particular context, understand the how the storyline is unfolding is because of the opulence. So the opulence can sway away Indra. And Prabhupada is bringing us back to the earthly planet. Here the conversation is going about Indralok, where Indra is sitting and he's very opulent. But Prabhupada is bringing us back because that's where we can relate. That's why he's talking, giving a proclamation to America. Right? Talk is going about Indralok, but he's talking about America in the whole puppet. Says America is very advanced in material opulence, but there is unlimited crime going on. But it's failing to produce first-class people. But there is unwanted population which is flourishing. But there is distrust and unrest amongst the people. How come? How come? Because we are missing the salt in the dish. Because we are missing Krishna consciousness. So fortunately, Hare Krishna movement has come to America. You see, that's the outlook of a devotee. I'm so fortunate that I have Krishna consciousness. So if somebody wants to come to America, I think this purport should be given, that where are we actually going. But it will still not impact the heart, because the heart, if it is Krishna says, no, 3 enemies, 3 gates to hell. What are the 3 gates to hell? Lust, anger, and greed. Yeah.
Yes,
Yes,
Mataji.
Mataji.
Yeah, so that makes us deaf and dumb. Lust, anger, and greed makes us deaf, and we can't hear anything, we can't understand anything, we cannot speak anything which is particularly important. So Prabhupada connect the dots that opulence, and we can see the opulence in abundance in the western part of the world, but and it looks like that this is the kind of life that one needs to have, but internally people are rotting. It is a fact, actually. I live in America. I can really, vouch on it. It is a fact. It's really a fact that there is insecurity, unrest, mistrust. There is so much unwanted population. There is crime at every level. Like, who goes and shoots children in the school? Unheard of, right? Who does that? And here, if you have to enter the school, you have to go through so many security checks. Like my children, when I go to their school, so many security points. Who does that? 10 years ago, it was not like this here. So it is a fact. Shastras never lie. So we have to save our time by actually trusting what the Shastras are saying. That the first class life is a life led in Krishna consciousness. So rather than putting my center here, there, everywhere, and trying to make me comfortable and not using my time to associate with the devotees, but instead using that time to do something else which will make the body comfortable, is a waste. The total waste of time, total waste of effort, total waste of energy. I'm not saying that one must not take care of themselves. I am saying overtly, excessively involving in taking care of the body is toxic. It's a toxic thing. It doesn't help anyone. So understand that this life, there's so many lessons to learn. This particular pastime, this particular story is going to unfold from this context, that he was proud because of the opulence. Remember this. So next time when we get opulent by Krishna's mercy, then take it with caution, because it's like a time bomb, anytime it can open and burst. As soon as somebody becomes opulent, what happens if they're not in Krishna consciousness? The avenue to sense gratification expands. Right? It expands, like things which were not visible, where we wouldn't think of, they become visible. As soon as one gets opulence, they have lots of places to visit, lots of hobbies, lots of things to explore, lots of cuisines to taste, lots of clothes to buy, lots of jewelry, lots of houses, lots of lands. As soon as one gets opulence, this is a natural way it goes. And what does Krishna say? I think we're meditating on this verse for a few days, that Adi Antavant Kanteya Na Teshu Ramate Buddha. Says, yes, samsparshaja bhoga.
ये हि संस्पर्शजा भोगा
Dukha yonaya evate.
एवते आद्यन्तवन्त
Adi
कौन्तेय न तेषु रमते बुधा.
Kanteya
न तेषु
Na
रमते
Teshu
बुधा.
Ramate Buddha. So that sense gratification, which is by the touch of sparshaja bhoga, which is by the touch of senses and sense objects, is Adi. What is the beginning, Krishna?
ये हि
Ye
संस्पर्शजा भोगा
samsparshaja bhoga
दुःख योनय
dukkha
एव.
evate. Actually, it's a beginning of misery, O son of Kunti. Why? Because Adi Anta Vanta Kantaya. Because there's such a enjoyment has a beginning and an end. Adi Anta Vanta. Na Teshu Ramate Buddha. Buddha, one who is most intelligent, does not take satisfaction in such an enjoyment. But the whole world, including Indra, is like expanding the avenues. I'm not saying don't go on vacation, don't do this, don't do that, but watch out. Watch out. How do we know? I recently heard this short clip by Gaurgopal Das Prabhu. I'll ask this question here. Okay, now you tell me. So we'd say that, okay, everything should be done in balance. Okay, when there is a reason to become happy, don't become too happy. When there is reason to become sad, don't become too sad. There's got to be a balance. So the question that was raised was to him that how do we know what is my balance? How do we know I'm now I'm going off balance? How do we know? How do we know? Yes, anybody can raise your hand. Anybody? Yes, Reena Mataji, go ahead. You also
Hare
watched it.
Krishna Mataji. We should in that state, we should not forget Krishna, Mataji.
Very nice. So Prabhu said, he said, how do we know I'm going off balance is if I am getting distracted from my main goal of my life. If I am getting like too happy in a situation and I'm forgetting the main goal of my life, then I'm off balance. If I am becoming too sad because of the situation in my life, that I'm forgetting the main goal of my life, then I'm getting off balance. So how do we maintain the balance? And I always remember which is my real goal. And that takes a lot of practice, resilience, and good association. Without good association, without having Krishna conscious friends in our life, it is not possible. It actually is not possible. I need my friends every day. Every single day, I need my friends in Krishna consciousness. I don't think even a single day passes without my interaction with my friends. I'm not saying I'm the role model, but I'm just saying that it becomes a very congenial and a lifestyle. Okay. So please try to have friends in Krishna consciousness where you can actually discuss your life in all aspects and actually make it Krishna conscious in all aspects, because a Krishna conscious friend who is serious in their life in Krishna consciousness can help us put Krishna in every aspect. And that is the mercy. This is how the mercy flows of a Vaishnava from one heart to another heart. That is the how Parampara also goes, right? So going forward, understand that this is going to unfold because of the opulence. I think I'll stop here. Any questions, reflections, realizations, corrections?